Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War with me, your host, Luckymarine. Next up, Weapons Factory. This is the Harper's Ferry Weapons Factory. So we're going to try and take, it would appear. Move swiftly, crush Harper's Ferry guard, and clear the way to the town. We'll get 4 influence for this. Do we want to spend a little bit now so that we've got enough space for the 20 that we'll get for going into Antietam? Antietam? Yeah, Antietam. Now let's just go for it. Let's just go for it. In order to seize Harper's Ferry and capture the valuable weapons factory located there. The guard of Harper's Ferry has left the town. It's height in front of us. Take them, capture the height, and clear the way to the town. Okay. In fact, we'll use this, the first call. We'll use the first call, but we'll use the ones that need a little bit more experience, I think. That looks fairly crap. They'll be in these woods. Yep, that will definitely be in them woods. I think we flood into these woods and we try force them out into the open. We make this our defensive line and push them out into the open. To that end, don't want cannons. Let's have more infantry. Let's get the 1-stars out here. Preston, let's get rid of you. Race, let's get rid of you. Let's swap you out for 1-star infantry as well. No more 1-star. Alright. How do the cav? And we want everybody on this side. Come across skirmishers, don't care, we'll just march right over the top of them. Leave hill over this side. We'll have forest over yonder. Yeah, we'll poke with hill a little bit. But the main thrust, I think, needs to be this edge. Clear out these woods. Go. So, horses. Let's get you around that. And everybody. You all run it. You over this way as well. You this way as well. You this way as well. Let's not reveal our positions just yet. We'll split skirmishers up from Swallow. Push them slightly forward. Try open up this area. Hill. Off you go. And you should all be running as well. This could be a terrible decision. They may all just be clumped here. Let's just hope they're not. We should be able to get sights on with swallow skirmishers. Still not been seen, still not been seen. Ooh, I like the disturbed birds. I wonder if you can see when the enemy do that. Still not been seen here. Now we have. Off. I'll fire at them. Let's get you into these woods. Let's try slow these guys down, keep them out in the open. And I need you to be running that way. Do not let them force you out into the middle of nowhere. Is there a fording point anywhere here? No. Well, we'll just use them to observe this area. MacArthur and Haas, I want you running this way and we'll sweep around the woods. Eustace into there. Jackson to here. Law somewhere in the middle with Pickett. And we'll double up on these lines. Kind of cover if you got 100%. Oh, unfortunately, swallow skirmishers, I'm going to need you to hold there. Wow. Hood will bring you into this area here, just in case this all sweeps around. Put you in the middle, along with us. Looks like we've managed to force the skirmishers out of the cover that they had, which is nice. And Hood, you're not moving. I'm sure I put you in over here. Or was that Summers? Might be Summers. Forest time round. Fire at these whilst they're in the open. Now get on your horses. Let's push you out that way. We'll try to get in behind these cannons, stop them from doing damage. MacArthur should be able to take out these skirmishers. We'll pull House just around here. I've seen Cav out the back. Don't want them hitting him. Don't want them hitting us. Swallow. In here somewhere. Garda move up, Haas move up as well. Stop you firing into Utasi. Skirmishers on the move. Let's get Forest. We're moving through this gap. Straight down the Valley of Death. We're under 200. 724. Or is it into the Valley of Death? The charge of the Light Brigade. Eustace will push you forward. Hood, let's push you to this gap here. And let's just spin these cannons around. They'd just fired at someone else, not Forrest, which means they've got to reload, and they can't turn and reload at the same time. Alright, swell skirmishers, you did a good job there. Actually, no, right. You just spin on your axis. We'll move Swallow into this gap. Eustace, I want you around this edge. Let's wrap up Utasi and try to push him out into the open. Oh wow. Oh wow. Forrest, to get on the floor if you can. Oh, this is terrible. The thing is, Forrest is in good cover here. Let's not get drawn out. Good. Eustace is coming around the flank. These are rifle cav. There's one way that you've got rifle through it, and there's another one where you've got a saber through it. And if they've got a saber through it, then the melee cavalry. If they've got a rifle through it, then they're carbine cav. Alright, so reset yourself. Continue getting rounds down on the second. Push them out. Hill, we're going to need you around this side, I'm sorry. Although, if we show Hill briefly to these cannons, I reckon we can get them to spin. Right, let's push you up. Let's get flanking shots into Ward. Turn around. Forrest, what are you doing? Looks like right. He's getting shots on somebody. Don't know whom. Oh, Utasi. A few shots into them. Get yourself away. No. Forrest. It's terrible, I know, but do not move out of 100% cover. Alright. Let's start sweeping out of these woods. All the way around here. We'll turn Eustace round. Law, move up. Swallow, move up. Right. Move up as well. If right starts getting focused, we'll move him back into cover, but I'm guessing the Ward is going to fire into Eustace or Law. They'll be seen as more of a threat. Hood, get you around this side. MacArthur. Between MacArthur and Haas, we should be able to nail these down. Let's get you back to poke the 15th. Forest. Still got rounds on Sherman. I don't know how. He doesn't seem to be in range. You continue. You wrap them up. You wrap the skirmishers up. You through the middle. As expected, right's not getting focused. Swallow, you go back to your unit. Let's press a little bit further out. No, just fire. MacArthur continued running because skirmishers got ahead of the cav, so he was trying to get to the cavalry. So he got closer and closer. He'd have ended up melee if we hadn't have I'd been watching him. Let me try to get back to there. Confederate secured helps Ferry Heights. Superb. Alright, Jackson and Pickett. Let's run you out. Hood, let's run you out to the 5th. While Sherman's on his way back, whilst this guy is manoeuvring. Let's take advantage of 0 artillery fire. Or cannon fire, whichever you want to call it. I suppose artillery is more indirect. I suppose you could call it howitzers an artillery piece. Perhaps. Continue, continue. Want you right to the edge. I'm sure you can get rounds on the 15th. Hood, I want you to run down to the 5th. You're going to get canistered, but you are just in cover. Union secured. Did they now? Well, we'll see. Hill's just gone up, causing panic here. Just horses emerge out of the woodlands at the other side of a river and take pot shots at them. They don't like that at all. Sam, I think I'm going to need you down here just to close the door on anyone trying to squeeze out this gap. Right, Jackson, you keep running. Pickett, you keep running as well. Hood. Probably 10 Hood round at this point. No. We'll put a few rounds into the skirmishes. I've got Forest right here. We'll use Forest to charge down the cannon. We'll turn Hood around here. Should now have. Yeah, that's better. A 3-on-1. Get Trimble out of there. Hill. Let's cause panic again. You into the skirmishers. You continue through that gap and tie down the artillery. The cannons. Right to the edge. Make these panic even though we haven't got the range to get to them, and then pull back. You continue that way. You continue that way. Hood slightly exposed here. But we're squeezing them. We're squeezing them into a hoop in the river where they can't get across it. So if we can hold them here, we'll be able to decimate them instead of them just running up into a corner of the map. Ooh, speaking of corners of maps, let's get... Yeah, let's get you two involved down here. You surrendered, that's unfortunate, but oh well. And everybody else slowly shut the door. Pick it. Need you into this gap here. Forrest will be, now that these skirmishes have gone, Forrest should have enough about him to be able to chase down these cannons. Hill, let's go cause panic in the cannons again. You focus, ward, you focus, ward, you focus, ward. Cannons are done. We'll bring Forrest this way. These cannons still have no idea what to do. These guys end up getting a little bit too close, so let's just charge them. We can't because we don't have the condition for it. Oh well. You focus, you focus. You try getting to side of Utah. See, it looks like he's not long for this world. He's already wavering a little bit. In fact, turn the face. Now we just gradually shut the door. Turn your fire off so that we can just take these supplies instead of pelting them into nothingness. We'll set Hill up on the other side of this river. The plan is that they're all going to gradually squeeze and squeeze and squeeze into this gap because they can't get over this river. If we can't get across this river without using the fording point, then they definitely can't. Let's not allow them the time and space to reset themselves. Go and keep pressing. How are you blocked? Who are you blocked by? Alright, take out cannons if you can. Don't know how you're blocked. We should be able to turn Trimble away. Right, who's getting their shit together? Looks like Ford is. Let's focus down forward. And at some point I think these cannons are going to go off. And they're going to do lots of damage. Simmers, what are you doing? Get yourself out there. Yeah, sorry about the picket. We couldn't isolate the cannons. They're in a mess right here. If we can get rounds on, then fair enough, but if we can't. Try pull Summers out to a side, get right in his place here. I've got one of the cannons starting to rout. Let's have you focus on... Right, so boss cannons are starting to rout. I want you on the deck. Let's get these cannons off the field. Don't remember ever saying getting into melee. Temple surrendered, so no, there's too many of them that are routing. He will get captured back, so let's just get him out of there. Let's get you through these. It's just a Mexican standoff. Just 2,460 of Jackson's finest troops staring off against 2 horses. Yes. Well, just give me supplies. That's all we need. Let's push you. Let's push you. And let's push you. Now that Pickett has got involved in melee, it's opened up for MacArthur and Haas. Now we've got speed 3 because, well, it's 1. Well, one would assume it had been 1. However, somehow they've all decided to let them through. Alright, Jackson, let's get you back here. On your horses, away you go. Still don't know how flanking troops... Flanking troops? Bollocks. Still don't know how routing troops can force their way through an encirclement like that. Continue going. MacArthur, you continue. Hood, you continue. We'll flank with Eustace and Jackson. Let's concentrate on the one that's got his life together. I suppose we are getting a little too close here. So let's follow you back. No. My word. Okay, so the fallback order worked. Hood, you don't want to get involved in this. Alright, pick it. Let's get you around the edge here. I will continue to fall you back. I'll turn around and face. You fire as well. Now fall back that way. Right. Last lot of volleys before the game finishes, apparently. Oh no. It's a soft deadline. I say it tells us that. Actually no. Eustace, you get involved in melee. Let's drag these in. Slow them down. And capture one of them. We had loads more people than them. We were expected to win that. They'd also set up in the open, which was a little bit silly of them. They had a lot of guns. But we pushed Forest into the area. The area. Wow, almost 5,000 prisoners, I'll get 1,000 back. We pushed Forest into, well, the Forest, going through the gap behind the lines between the skirmishers and the frontline infantry, and then exposed those 3 sets of cannons. But because Forest gets bonuses for being in woods, for cover, I think, cover plus 25%, because those 3 cannons were focusing on someone who was in amazing cover, Forest didn't take that many casualties. Not for what he was getting from those 3 cannon units. But it stalled those cannons, it stopped those cannons from firing anybody else until everyone else had got into position, and then we routed those cannons away. So it worked out in the end. Let's at least put a kernel charge.
Yes, sir!
And we'll fill it with Rockies. Not with you though. Yeah, we'll use 40,000 to get you back up to full strength. We've lost the Sard just because we've lost the general that was here, actually. Let's swap
Yes, sir.
you for Phelps. Let's swap Church out for Platt. And let's use Platt. Church even. In this area. It opens up this again. So he's back to being 3 stars. Yeah, that's fine. Swallow took a bit of a hammering. Well, your skirmishers took a bit of a hammering. But still. Only lost, what, 200 men? 198? Not bad. We used Swallow's skirmishers, again in full cover, to take a hammering from at least 2 different infantry units and some of those cannons as well.
Yes, sir.
They did really well.
Yes, sir.
They did end up routing, but only when we got everyone else into position. Again, marksman training. MacArthur, marksman as well. So gold didn't get used at all. Ah, we should have used this. Should have used the career point before I started fiddling around there. Max out medicine. Max out medicine early. One of the most useful. Things to put your points into, I think. Pretty much. Yeah, being able to get a percentage of your men back. 20% of your dead men back. So not only do you get the men, you retain their experience, and you keep their rifles. Speaking of rifles, we have enough money to probably... No, we don't. We have the money, but we just don't have the volume in the shops. We could swap out. Is it Loomis? We could get Mississippi's for Loomis.
Yes, sir.
Well, we no longer have to use the Springfields. Don't use the shops model for skirmishes. We don't use the 10-pounder ordnance. We don't use 10-pounder Parrot. And do we buy one of these? Next battle is Antietam, I believe. Yep. Antietam, where they have a combined 5, minus 15% to the enemy army size. Now, do we want our morale to be high for this one? We are outnumbered, but we shall prepare to meet our enemy near the town of Sharpsburg, creating a solid defense behind Antietam Creek. So it looks like we're going to be defending Antietam. To that end, maybe using those extra Napoleons that we have in reserve. And get a couple of artillery units. Nope, not that. Napoleons. We can get 2, I think, here. Yeah, we'll have to drag a couple out of the shop. If it's us in a defensive position, then a few extra cannons will help. That, ladies and gentlemen, will be it for this episode. We may well get more men. We have the men in reserve to be able to do that. We have the money in reserve to be able to do that. I'll have a little look on the internet. I'll have a look at historically what Antietam was all about, and see if it's going to be a massive one. It looks like it's going to be a fairly massive. Apparently, I seem to remember Antietam being one of the bloodiest battles on US soil ever in their entire history. Something like that rings a bell. So we may need more men. We may need to pad out the second corps. We may need to even start a third one. But until then, until next time, do take care.